You have been told a lie about Europe, and I know exactly when you believed it. You opened Google, searched for flights to Paris or Rome, saw the hotel prices, and you closed the tab. You told yourself, maybe next year. Or maybe you went anyway and came home broke, wondering how people afford to go on such vacation more than once. Here is what nobody in the travel industry wants you to figure out. The expensive version of Europe, Paris, Santorini, the Amalfi Coast, that is not Europe. That is a highlight reel built by tourism boards and travel agencies who profit from keeping you in the same 5 overpriced destinations. The real Europe? People have eaten a 4-course dinner for $18. Guests have stayed in a boutique hotel with a view that would cost you $500 in Positano and paid $45. Visitors have soaked in century-old thermal baths, hiked glacial mountain lakes, and watched the sun set over the Atlantic. And it's possible to do all of it on a daily budget of $50. Today, I am showing you 6 specific affordable European destinations, from most surprising to the one that genuinely changed how I travel forever, that prove Europe on a budget is not just possible, it is actually better. Let's get into it. Welcome to Fav Leisure Travel. Today, I'm breaking down what travelers are paying in 2026 and the budget-friendly European destinations where your money goes further, often for a fraction of what travelers pay in Europe's most iconic and overpriced destinations. Everyone wants the Amalfi Coast or Mykonos. I get it. Those turquoise waters, that dramatic Mediterranean coastline, it is genuinely stunning. But in 2026, those places are not just expensive, they are exhausting, overrun. You spend half your trip waiting in lines and the other half recovering from the bill. You can stand on a beach in Saranda, Albania, looking out at the exact same Ionian Sea that laps the shores of Corfu, which is literally visible from that coastline. And a meal like that often costs around $18 for fresh grilled fish, local wine, and a salad. That same meal in Positano costs $120. Here's what Albania travel actually costs in real daily numbers. A beachfront boutique hotel runs $40 to $60 a night. A full restaurant dinner is $15 to $20. A day trip to the ancient ruins of Butrint, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, costs $3. Your total daily budget, including accommodation, food, transport, and activities, $50. Comfortably. The Albanian Riviera gives you the same sea, the same sun, the same Mediterranean magic for a fraction of what Greece or Italy charges. Albania is one of the fastest rising budget travel destinations in Europe right now, and the prices are still incredibly low. But that window is closing fast. Pro tip for cheap Albania travel: stay in Kasamel for the beaches and base yourself in Gjirokastër for the history. 2 completely different experiences. One incredibly affordable destination, but maybe the beach is not your thing. Maybe you want cobblestone streets, medieval architecture, and a city that feels like stepping back 500 years, without paying $500 a night to do it. Then you need to stop going to Prague and Vienna and start going to Krakow, Poland. Prague is beautiful, no one denies that. But the crowds have reached a breaking point and the prices have followed. A mid-range hotel in Prague city center runs $150 to $200 a night in peak season. In Kraków, which has one of the largest and best preserved medieval squares in the entire world, travelers can find high-end boutique hotels with exposed stone walls, rooftop terraces, and views of a 14th century cathedral for around $58 a night. Here's the detail that surprises most travelers about budget travel in Poland. Kraków has these incredible local restaurants called note bars, traditional Polish eateries that have been feeding locals for generations. A full hearty meal, soup, main course, a drink, under $7. Not street food, a sit-down restaurant meal in the heart of one of the most stunning medieval cities in Europe for $7. The architecture, the history, the atmosphere, it is the full Prague experience at half the cost. Kraków is one of the most underrated European cities for budget travelers, and it is not even close. Kraków is a masterclass in European history, but this next destination offers something unexpected. A blend of old-world European charm with a modern, design-forward culture that feels like Scandinavia, except you can actually afford the experience. If you love the stylish, culturally rich aesthetic of Stockholm or Copenhagen, but not the Scandinavian price tag where a casual dinner costs $80, for that same stylish, design-forward vibe at a fraction of the cost, head to Vilnius, Lithuania. Vilnius is a masterpiece of Baroque architecture. The old town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The food scene is genuinely world-class. And here's the number that stops most travelers in their tracks. A high-end dinner at one of Vilnius's top-rated restaurants often costs between $25 and $35 per person. That same meal in Oslo or Stockholm costs $150 minimum. But here's where Lithuania truly separates itself from every other affordable European destination on this list. The experiences are completely unique. Hot air balloon rides over medieval rooftops at sunrise for around $60. Kayaking through crystal clear lakes in Aukštaitija National Park, one of the oldest national parks in the Baltic states, for about $20 a day. And the Hill of Crosses, one of the most surreal and genuinely moving pilgrimage sites in all of Europe, where hundreds of thousands of crosses have been placed over centuries. Free to visit, completely unforgettable. And here's the specific price that tells the whole Vilnius story. A luxury spa day at one of the city's 5-star hotels costs around $40. In Copenhagen, that same experience is $350. Same aesthetic, same experience. A fraction of the cost. This next destination delivers an adventure that feels genuinely royal, while costing less per day than a budget weekend in Europe's most popular tourist cities. If you're dreaming of Parisian grandeur, grand boulevards, stunning architecture, world-class restaurants and spas, here's the question travelers should be asking. Why go to Paris when Budapest delivers the same European luxury for a fraction of the cost? Budapest offers that classic grand European experience without the Paris price tag. The Széchenyi thermal baths, built in 1913 and one of the largest and most iconic bath complexes in Europe, typically cost around $20 to $2 to enter. A sunset cruise on the Danube River, gliding past the illuminated Parliament building, often costs around $12. In Paris, that same river cruise experience can cost $60 to $80 with triple the crowds. A 3-course dinner at a well-rated Budapest restaurant usually comes in around $25 to $35, including wine. And the legendary ruin bars, built inside crumbling pre-war buildings, are completely free to enter and unlike anything else in Europe. Budapest proves that luxury European adventure and budget travel are not opposites. This city delivers the Paris experience without the Parisian price tag, and your budget goes further here than in Europe's most expensive tourist destinations. Everything so far has been about cities. But what if you want mountains? What if you want glacial lakes, hiking trails, ski slopes, and dramatic alpine scenery without the heavy cost that usually comes with all of that? Forget Switzerland. Instead, look at the Pirin Mountains in Bulgaria, specifically the mountain town of Bansko. Switzerland is breathtaking, but it's also one of the most expensive destinations in Europe. A week in the Swiss Alps can easily cost several $1,000s before you've even started doing the usual tourist activities. In Bansko, Bulgaria, that same amount of money gives you far more travel value. A full month's rent for a luxury mountain apartment with panoramic views often costs around $500. A beer at a mountain bar is about $2. A traditional Bulgarian mahana dinner, grilled meats, fresh salads, local wine, typically costs $8 to $12. It's an entire month of mountain living for what a week in Switzerland would cost you. In winter, Bansko is one of Europe's most affordable ski resorts, with full-day ski passes usually priced around $30 to $40 compared to $150 in Switzerland. In summer, it becomes a world-class hiking and adventure travel destination. The glacial lakes of Pirin National Park are the kind of scenery that goes viral on social media. Yet, almost no English-speaking travelers are posting from here. Add the natural hot springs of Banja just 20 minutes away, and the UNESCO-listed Rila Monastery, one of the most spectacular religious sites in Eastern Europe. Bulgaria isn't just a cheap alternative to Switzerland, it's one of the most underrated and affordable destinations on the entire European continent. And the final destination on this list surprised me the most, because it's hiding in plain sight inside one of Europe's most visited countries. Almost everyone who goes to Portugal completely misses it. Here's what almost nobody tells you. Drive 2 hours north of Lisbon and everything changes. You've reached Portugal's Silver Coast, and it's around 40% cheaper than the south, completely authentic and breathtaking in a way that still feels untouched. In Nazaré, cliffside apartments overlooking the Atlantic Ocean often cost around $55 a night. This is the town famous for the biggest waves ever surfed, 40-meter walls of water that create one of the most dramatic natural spectacles in Europe. Surf lessons from local instructors typically cost around $30. Dinner at a family-run harbor restaurant, grilled fish, fresh bread, a carafe of house wine, often comes in around $14. Peniche, just 30 minutes south, is one of Europe's premier surf destinations and still has the genuine fishing village soul that the Algarve lost years ago when resort development took over. A full day of surfing, with equipment rental and instruction, usually costs around $45. The Silver Coast gives you rugged Atlantic beauty, dramatic coastal cliffs, and the warmth of authentic Portuguese culture for significantly less than the southern Algarve coast. This is the real Portugal that locals love, and the budget travel window here is still wide open. Now that you have all 6 destinations, here's the one move that multiplies your savings across every single one of them. Master the shoulder season. Every destination in this video becomes even more affordable and far less crowded if you travel in May, early June, or September. The weather is still excellent. The tourist crowds disappear, and those already low prices often drop by another 25 to 30% across accommodation, tours, and activities. Combine smart destination choice with shoulder season timing and you're not just traveling on a budget. You're traveling better than people spending thousands in overpriced destinations. That's how you explore Europe like a pro. And to make it even easier, here's your complete affordable Europe travel toolkit. Albania and the Albanian Riviera, same Ionian Sea as Greece, at a fraction of the price. Kraków, Poland, the full medieval city experience for half the cost of Prague. Vilnius, Lithuania, Scandinavian-style charm at Budapest-level prices. Budapest, Hungary, 5-star luxury European adventure at 3-star prices. Bansko, Bulgaria, Swiss Alps scenery and adventure without the Swiss Alps cost. Portugal's Silver Coast, the real Portugal, around 40% cheaper than the Algarve. Europe is only as expensive as you let it be. Choose even one of these budget-friendly destinations for your next trip and you'll be shocked at how far your budget can go. And since you're now choosing smarter destinations, make sure you're also booking your flights the smart way. I made an entire video breaking down the 3 tools that consistently find cheaper flights than Google Flights, including one tool that unlocks flight combinations Google can't display. I'll link it right here. Watch it immediately after this. Smart destination planning paired with strategic flight booking is how you explore Europe for a fraction of the usual cost. If this gave you new ideas for affordable Europe travel, hit that like button. It genuinely helps more budget travelers find this content. Subscribe if you haven't already. I drop budget destination guides and Europe travel hacks every single week to help you travel smarter and spend less. Drop a comment below and tell me, which of these affordable Europe destinations just jumped to the top of your travel list? Tell me below. I read every comment. Until next time, safe travels.